It's...
Venti is large.
No, Venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Honey, that's great coffee. It's
Smell good ground coffee.
Hey, here's your free cup of coffee from a lady in Rhode Island.
What?
There you go. That'll teach you to have coffee in a combat zone. Anyway, good morning. Man, yesterday was a busy day. Did this show, did the new Scoop Zone on our channel. Then I also was over on 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser, and then immediate left there and was invited onto Midnight's Edge and got to hang out with my buddies there. Talked for like almost 3 hours, and that was the day. I got morning Martin, morning Alatar. I got nothing done yesterday. I had tons of artwork I needed to do, and I got none of it done. Oh, I better turn on my light here. There we go. Got my new animated background. I wanted to try it out, see what's up. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee. I need some caffeine. I've only been awake for about half an hour. Dog, I put her on the leash and she's like, I'm going to go outside. I'm not going outside. What's going on? Oh, Daddy's walking me to the fucking studio. So now I'm sitting next to him. Every time he makes a move, I think he's going to take me outside. Seriously, she keeps popping her head up going, now? Now? What? Come here. Come here. Yeah, she's like, oh, did you hear that? She makes the little cutest cooing noises. This is my baby girl. Mm-hmm. She's mad at me because I didn't take her outside. Look at that angry face. Good morning, baby. I love you too. All right, now get the fuck off of me. Oh, I bumped her head into the microphone. She destroyed my studio. Get the fuck off my mic. What a morning. All right. So anyway, no, go away. I'm done. I don't want you bugging me. Fuck off. I love you. But so anyway, I think I'll let people trickle in before I get into the big stuff. But let's see. Let me share my screen. I need to close that. Boom. That's closed. Yeah, I had YouTube open over there. I forgot to close it. And that causes that weird cascading echo. Share. Screen. Share. There we go. This is awesome. Oh, wait. Kevin Feige, Star Wars movie news. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, hanging out on Midnight's Edge was fun last night. Got to hang out with Valiant Renegade, Tom, of course, script doctor, and let's see who else was there. Polly. Polly's going to be on our show tomorrow, which is very exciting. Today's show is our Chuck Dixon show at 2:00. I'm very stoked about that. And Mad Mardigan was there. It was a real fun episode. We had a blast. I feel so lucky, even though I'm technically an agnostic, I feel very blessed to get to hang out with some of the people I get to hang out with. Gosh. Anyway, oh no. Oh man, Matt. Oh, Matt, giving me the bad news. One of my favorite actors of all time, Fred Ward, is dead. Oh man. Oh man. Ugh. This is supposed to be a good morning. Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Well, you're going to get to see me post a tweet. Yep, this started out as a good morning until I saw this news. And damn. Fuck. That's terrible news. That is terrible news. I'm going to stop reading news. I'm going to go over to stuff like this. Godzilla vs. Kong 2. Dan Stevens reunites with the guest director Adam Wingard on legendary sequel. So there we go. I enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong, but I did not consider it anywhere near as good as the previous movie, Godzilla. Was it King of All Monsters, whatever the name of that other movie was? Much better film. This one, Godzilla was good. It was fun, but it lacked the human story. The human story was all fucked up. I know shit ended up on the editing room floor because the human story was almost nonsensical. Oh, you're gonna make me look, Martin. Oh, dirty dog. There's some good news for you. Before I dig into any negative news, we've also got this news. Adam Driver, Natalie Emmanuel to star in Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. Forrest Whitaker, Lawrence Fishburne, and John Voight are also set for Coppola's self-funded opus. I really don't know what Megalopolis is about. This is the first I've heard of it. Driver, yeah. They mentioned Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. What a crap film. House of Gucci. It's almost unwatchable. I couldn't stand either film. I'm looking to see if there's anything in here with it. There's nothing here really on what it's about. Yeah. Look, when I hear things like that, self-funded opus, I immediately think this is going to be very fucking boring and not very well-driven, character-driven stories, even though they have great actors. And I got to be honest with you, I haven't seen anything by Coppola that I've really liked since Dracula. What was it, 1991? That's a long time to be not making good movies. I mean, it's stuff he made in the 2000s with Val Kilmer, that horror film. Oh, that was terrible. Let's go find out. Oh, this is bumming me out, man. Fred Ward, The Right Stuff, Tremors actor, dead at 79. I can't believe he was 79, man. The guy was so grizzled, you couldn't tell how old he was. He looked like an old man when he was young. Fred Ward, the veteran character actor, best known for his diverse roles in Tremors, The Right Stuff. It's already played Gus Grissom, man, if you don't remember that. And Robert Altman's Shortcuts. He was also in Robert Altman's, what's that? It was Shortcuts, where he was one of the characters that was doing an homage to the opening of Touch of Evil by Orson Welles. And while doing the scene, which was a nod to Touch of Evil by Orson Welles, they talk about the opening scene from the movie Touch of Evil by Orson Welles. It's an homage within an homage. It was fucking funny. I love that. A rep for the Exit Speed star confirmed to the Post that he died on May 8th. Oh, so he's been dead for a few days. What is today? Yeah, today's the 13th. He's been dead for 5 days. He died on Monday. I am sad to announce the passing of the acclaimed actor Fred Ward, who passed away on Sunday. Oh, he died on Sunday, May 8th, age 79. The Golden Globe winner, actor, and producer is best known for The Right Stuff. Yes, we know this. We just talked about it. Told the Post the cause of death would not be revealed at this time, but they did share his last wishes. This doesn't sound good. It was Fred Ward's wish that any memorial tributes be made in the form of donations to the Boston University of Chronic Traumatic. We know the answer right there. Oh my gosh. Ooh, yeah. Remember this? Oh, yeah. I love that movie, Remo Williams, but they would not make that movie this way today. I mean, that's Joel playing a Korean, a white guy playing a Korean. God, what a great actor this guy was. And man, what a great movie. Well, I know what I'll be doing today before and after shows. I'm going to be watching some Fred Ward movies. Oh, man. Yeah. I like that scene, but my favorite scene is actually when he grabs him again later and he uses the diamond in his tooth to scratch a circle in the glass, knocks him out, and then punches a hole through the glass. That was great. That was fucking great. More. Reno Williams, God. What a great character actor. Okay. That's it for right now. Let's look in the chat, see what's going on. Good morning, Scribe of Light. Memes of Destruction is here. What is up? Darius Munchausen, my good friend. It's good to see you guys. I didn't promote the show last night, so we're not going to see that many people this morning. It's going to be a slow drift in. I was so exhausted after Midnight's Edge. I went and had a private chat with Script Doctor because we're really good friends in real life, and we talk a lot behind the scenes. Yes, it is a cult classic. What a loss. Why did your thing not show up? Let me try that again. You're not really a dirty dog. Because I called him a dirty dog. You dirty dog. Oh, man. What a morning. So we talked about, again, brought this up for those of you just popping in, Godzilla vs. Kong 2. Dan Stevens reunites with the guest director, Adam Wingard, on legendary sequel. As much as I preferred the previous film, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong was a fun film. but it was kind of fucked up because it lost a lot of its story in the edit. And in fact, the human story makes no sense in the film. But I am looking forward to the sequel. I love kaiju films. Big fan since the 60s. Let's see. I like Script. Yeah, Script is a very close friend of mine. And I love the guy. I really do. He's the only human being who's ever got me on the phone for a 9-hour conversation. And some people are like, you got him to talk more than an hour? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. We just got into one of the most engaging conversations ever. And I've told him many a time how much I admire and love him, and he's reciprocated, and it makes me feel good that that he respects and likes me. Because we don't always agree. We don't see eye to eye. Like I totally disagree with him, even though I respect his opinion. That John Krasinski, isn't good for Reed Richards. And I'm like, no, I think he is. I think he's the right kind of actor, the actor who plays himself. Because that's really all John Krasinski does, is he plays himself. And that's movie stars tend to do that. Actors act. They perform, and they could become anybody. Whereas movie stars tend to just bring their gravitas to the role of who they are. Harrison Ford is definitely one of those people. What's this? Wait a second, I missed something. I missed some more. Oh, you guys. I really hope he did have CTE, but the article fills me with dread. It really does. Fred Ward was really just a man's man. And my big fear is that he was dying of something, and that before it got bad, he may have, like Naomi Judd did. She shot herself. Some people don't want to go through, when you've got, because I've seen that within my own family, people who knew they were losing their mind and would rather die than lose their mind. So good morning, Aaron. Despite the sadness of the air this morning, Tremors isn't just a cult classic. It's actually well written. Like you're correcting me, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Eat shit. I love you, buddy. What? I had no idea it was well written. Tickle Trunk. Fuck you. It had great setups. It had great characters. Every character was well thought out, and in how they also interacted with each other. They planned the characters out and then planned how those kinds of characters would interact with other characters. Yeah, it is. It really is a classic film in many ways. And it should be on anybody's watch list. Classic movie, monster movie, classic character comedy, classic movie, period. So yeah, you're correct, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Ooh. Aaron didn't. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Darius, I cannot confirm or deny that statement. Martin, you are a dirty dog for making me look up. I don't care what he says. Oh man, it's good to see you guys this morning. GVK was essentially Thor. Yeah. I agree. I think it could have been a better film if they hadn't edited out all of the human story. I would really like to have seen the original film before they just started cutting it apart. I mean, the human aspects of the story just were nonsensical. They were going places and didn't go there. And I know that they had to have gone there. There's going to be a sequel. There's always going to be a sequel with this kind of stuff. Kaiju, man. It's kaiju. Hail, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Of course, hail, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I lost my place. Where was I? There. I hated Mecha Godzilla and Godzilla versus Kong. I did not. I predicted it. I enjoyed it, but I felt it should have been better. I did not hate it. I was disappointed with it. Oh wait, I didn't finish reading what you said. They could have done a lot better with. Oh, totally. I think they should have done better. Well, greetings, Justin Richard. How are you doing, my friend? I will be seeing you again. Be seeing you on Tuesday when we do Toxic Tuesday. Very excited about this week. Why are we getting GVK2? Seriously, Kylock, are you really asking these questions? I mean, those are really redundant questions. Why are we getting them? Really? I love you, buddy. How are you doing today, by the way? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. Rest in peace, Fred Ward. Unbelievable. Yeah. I was a kid, and that's where I learned the phrase. I was 16, I think, when that movie came out, Screwed the Pooch. And I love that phrase, that turn of phrase. And I found out, of course, it's a very military thing, specifically Navy. But I've heard it used in the military, all branches. I'm glad I got to talk about Tremors more. Just another red shirt. Yep. And Aaron says, I had a granddad that had Alzheimer's. My dad. Oh, anyway, I hate to say it, but he lasted way too long. It was hell on the family. If I ever get diagnosed with something like that, I know how I'm going out. It actually led to conflict between my dad and me. And I was in the middle of raising my daughter, and I had already gone through a big ordeal with him where the hospital in his town in Illinois, Charleston, Illinois, Sarah Bush Lincoln Hospital. God love them. They're just, our nickname for that hospital is Sarah Butcher Lincoln, because if you're in bad shape, you're not coming out of there. And I just don't think they have a very good staff. And I got into a conflict with them because my dad goes into the hospital with a simple condition. It progresses. He goes into a coma. And I'm asking questions, specific medical questions, and I'm getting answers I don't like, which is telling me I need to get him out of there or they're going to kill him. And I finally fought enough, not with his doctor, but alongside his doctor, to get him moved to Champaign, Illinois, St. John's Hospital, Mercy. Got him up there. Within 3 days, he was out of the coma. Everything that I had said that was wrong with him was what was wrong with him. What happened was they put him on Coumadin. And the problem is somebody his age on Coumadin with some of his gastrointestinal problems can often bleed out in their intestines. And blood will begin pooling in this area right here, just below your diaphragm. And it'll cause rigidity. And of course, the loss of blood caused my dad to go into the coma. The blood was still pooling in his body. But and what happens is Coumadin is a blood thinner. It's a really strong one. It's very stringent, and it'll cause the capillaries are semi-permeable around your intestines, and it'll cause the blood to leak out of fully formed capillaries, and it bleeds into your intestines and outside your intestines. And it was, and then on top of that, they weren't turning him. So he was covered in ulcers, decubitus ulcers. And I was so glad he survived. But once he recovered, though, there were problems already showing with dementia. And so I watched my, dad decline. And it was really difficult because he would get very aggressive with me, make allegations, You know, I'm the one who kept him from going in a nursing home and getting him a home health nurse, which he begged me to do, and I did. I fought with him, and I got it taken care of. And but after he went home, everything was my fault. Everything that was going on, it wasn't. I mean, it was clearly wasn't my fault. But he had to have someone to blame, and he was so confused. And then one morning on December 8th of 2008, my dad sat up on the side of his bed and was pulling his pants up. And in the middle of pulling his pants up, he had a widowmaker. It was just, he fell back. That was it. It was over. It was quick, gone. There was no suffering. He just fell back dead. And he was 75 years old. And I didn't realize just how aware he was of his condition until my cousin, my best friend, and my daughter and I went to clean his apartment and all of his storage. But on his dining room table, there were stacks of notebooks, and we began flipping through them and reading him testing his own memory. And it was devastating. He didn't kill himself, but I'm grateful in many ways that he went the way he did, because his mind was going. It was almost gone. It was at the point where within months he would have to be in a nursing home. Have to be. Because he was just forgetting too much. And I don't mean to be sad or anything, but this is already a fucked up morning with Fred Ward dying. So, Aaron, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. So, memes of destruction. I still remember renting the Tremors movie on VHS. Me too. I remember going to the local in Champaign, Illinois. I was going to the University of Illinois, and I went to the same video store as Don May from Anchor Bay Studios. And it's so funny because we're friends now, Don and I. I'm not Anchor Bay, I'm sorry. Synapse Films Studios. You know, he's worked with a lot of the people I know, Sam Raimi, Josh Becker, Bruce Campbell. And I just found it really funny that we should have known each other, because we had some of the same friends there in Springfield. I mean, Champaign. I keep saying Springfield. Champaign, Illinois. And we had a lot of the same friends, went to the same places, knew the same people, and yet we never met. And then I work for him one day, and we find out all this information, and we start chumming around. We start like becoming friends, talking. God rest Don May. God bless Don Ray. Don May, because he just had surgery. I just checked in on him, see how he's doing, because there's been pretty much a halt on production of stuff over there at Synapse, but I'm hoping now that he's in recovery that we're going to start seeing some more stuff. He's had a rough year. Medically. Anyway, that's Don May over at Synapse Films. Good friend, good man. I'm kind of interested in the live action Godzilla series. Me too, Aaron. Me too. Very much so. My only dislike is going to be on Apple TV. Apple TV is kind of a hit and miss thing, because they got some good stuff and they got some crap shit. I mean, really, it is. I said crap shit. Crap shoot is what I should have said, because it's a crap shoot over there. We're going to see some major changes with what's happening at Warner Brothers, and I've got something to show you this morning for that. Absolutely, Pops. Good morning. Good to see you. It would be cool if they brought Shin Godzilla. I'm not a big fan of Shin Godzilla, Kylock. I thought it was a missed film. I think it did okay, but the reason we won't see another Shin Godzilla, is because fans were not happy with it over in Japan. Also, I didn't see any of his other stuff, but I loved Tremors and enjoyed him in that. Yeah. Fred Ward, man. I was in the Army, and I went to see that movie he did with Alec Baldwin. It's a crime thriller, and it was really fucking good. And it took my mind off of things, because the war was starting to escalate, and we needed a break. And boy, man, They marched us. It was because it was during basic training. They marched us over to the movie theater on base, and we went and watched that movie with Fred Ward. What was that movie called? Oh my God, Alec Baldwin, something blues. Fred Ward movie. Let's see, something blues. Miami Blues. That was it. Miami Blues, and that movie really took me away from all the shit that was coming down, because they were trying to stress us out about the war, because all the basic training is about is breaking you down and then building you back up as a soldier. And but they didn't break me down very much, because I was ready for this. I wanted this. I wanted to be in the military. I wanted this. And so it was really stressful, though, when they started threatening us with the war. And I'm like, and then it backfired on them, because a bunch of us guys that were older, we volunteered. We'll go right out of basic. If that's what you want to do, you're threatening us, we'll sign up. And they were like, oh shit, we didn't expect that. Because they're not going to send you right out of basic. But they said that. My grandmother had Alzheimer's. I said my goodbyes long before her body stopped working. Yeah, dude, it's so fucking rough. And what I went through with my dad, I wouldn't wish on anybody, because it was rough. It was really rough, watching my dad lose his mind. The first time that it came up in conversation was, I remember sitting there, and he called to check on Zoe, my daughter, and I gave him an update, and then he started telling me something about something that happened at the place that he lived at, and the apartment complex. It was for the elderly. It was not a nursing home, but it was senior living. And 2 hours later, he called me back again to ask about Zoe, and then told me the whole story again. And I said, you just called and told me that. And he got so fucking angry at me. No, I didn't. I went, yeah, Dad. And I said, and I told him how the story ended. And he got really fucking angry at me. And this is what dementia did for my dad. It made him very fucking angry. And it made him angry at me all the time, because I felt compelled to always tell him these things. I've always been honest with my dad. And yeah, just rough shit, man. Alzheimer's, dementia of any kind. Holy shit, dude. I've beaten some doctor and nurse asses. Yeah. When you're dealing with a parent like that, or a family member, you can get into some serious fights with medical people. Let's see. Pat, good morning. Wait, who died, Gary? Fred Ward died. Fucking Fred Ward, Pat. That's who died. Can you fucking believe that, dude? Here you go. I'll give you the headline again. This is heartbreaking stuff here. It really is. And then you get down into the story, and where was it? Did I just pass it? Yeah, here it is. It was Fred Ward's wish that, because we don't know how he died yet, any memorial tributes be made in the form of donations to the Boston University Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy. It's a hard word. Encephalopathy is the word. Close my eyes and I can say the word. Please visit, and here's the website. Open it. Or contact, and here's a phone number. Ward spent the last years of his life developing his second favorite art form, painting. So here's where you can do it. I've got one of the guys who used to produce this show, Craig Edwards. He's the one who gave us found that amazing end theme that we still use. Craig is just a great guy, good friend of mine, been friends for over 40 years. And his brother has that. And it's just not good. Anyway. Oh my God. And it's the way he has it, it's in his central nervous system. And it's very painful. and it causes him to have brain problems. And Craig gets very frustrated with his brother over it. But anyway, great actor, gone. So there we go. Trying to get through. Wait. Champagne. That's right. There was an There was an NBC TV miniseries back in 2004 called 10.0. Yes. I remember that. For a TV movie, it was not bad. It was pretty good. I enjoyed that. I love Fred Ward. Oh shit, yep, he's gone. He's gone. Good morning, War Monkey. A very somber morning. We lost Fred Ward. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. It's organic brain disease of any kind, from Alzheimer's, dementia, to just simply organic brain disease. I took care of an old Greek gentleman. He's passed away, so I'll say his name, Christos Kotsidimos, and he was from Greece. I love the way he talked. I loved it. He'd piss in water plants. And I go, hey, Chris, you don't want to do that? And he goes, hey, I'm just watering the plants. Completely gone. And there was a love story to it, too, because the lady across the hall from him in the nursing home I worked at, she was also, she had either Alzheimer's. We had people there with actual Alzheimer's, but I don't think she did. I think she had organic brain disease. He had organic brain disease. And they both fell in love with each other, thinking that the other person was their late spouse. And they spent all their time together until both of them eventually passed away. But it was really lovely. There's a funny story, but I don't think I should tell it this morning. And it led to a phone call to both families where they wanted to get intimate. I'm not going to go into it. It was fucking funny, though, because I had to keep an eye on them to make sure they didn't. Because I didn't know if it was, because technically it should be their right to, but because of their diminished state, we had to turn to their families, because they were the legal guardians of these people. And it's like, oh my God, are we supposed to let them do this? So I'll go into it another day, tell that story. Let's see. I didn't think we were doing this with TGIF in a few hours. The fuck does that mean, Dust Wolfen? Huh? I can't do it? I'm incapable? I'm incompetent? Of course I'm going to do it. Let's see. Fred Ward died. Yep. Yes. What a fucking year. Today is karma for yesterday's announcements. Walking in Dune. Yes. I got something cool that you'll like. Nerd Cookies is coming on TGIF next week as a guest panelist. And guess what we're going to be talking about next Friday? Now, and remember today, this is Chuck Dixon Day. Chuck Dixon's going to be on our show today. Very excited. He's been a good friend of mine since 2010. I met him in 2010. And so we've been friends for 12 years. Fuck. And of course, when you become friends with Chuck Dixon, it's inevitable. You're going to become friends with Graham Nolan. And because if Chuck Dixon likes you, Graham Nolan's going to like you. And that's a fact. That's the fact, Jack. But as a believer in the karmic boomerang, this very well could be the karmic reaction, the world reacting to the good news yesterday. We also had some other good news, which I'm going to get into here as soon as I get through the chat. I'm gonna have to rush through you guys chat a little bit. My dad's got, oh my God, look, the last patient I ever took care of. What do I call you? Emotionally unstable amphibian. I'm going to call you amphibian because unstable and emotionally just doesn't work as a name for me. But amphibian, because a lot of people know I worked in the medical field for years, and both nursing as well as switching over to be a paramedic because I got too emotionally involved with some of my patients. But then I got burned out. You know, when I was a nurse, I got burned out on the emotional end. And then as a paramedic, I got burned out on all the death and gore. It just hit a point where I knew that if I continued going, I might lose a little piece of my humanity because I was going to have to turn it off. And I don't ever want to lose my empathy. So I switched back to home health care. And I went and took care of a man. I lived with them and took care of the husband and wife. She was a stroke victim, and he had Parkinson's. And boy, I got to tell you, watching that man, and once again, because I took care of him for so long, when he died, I broke down, and I knew then I can't do this anymore. I get too connected to people. I care about people. And so I left the medical field. And I'm sorry if you can hear that I'm getting a little choked up talking about it. And so I'm going to self redirect so I can get away from the emotional stuff because I don't like getting emotional. It's heartbreaking to see the toll taken on he and my family. Yeah, I totally get you, man. Totally get you. Yep, definitely. Stone Pie Media, what is up, my friend? Hey, Deleted Scenes is here. Terrible news, yes. And don't be mad at me. I did not kill him. I'm just helping spread the word. And talk about him because Fred Ward was pretty amazing. And I loved him in the movie The Right Stuff. Wait a minute. Yes. You guys, we lost the lead singer of Black Dahlia. Yeah, I saw that in the news too. I never listened to them. I have no connection to them, but I understand if you're a fan, man. I get it. I do. Trying to add a little levity because Gerry was taking us down a weepy lane. And look, man, I will tell you, I'm a somber person. I have a very dark side. And sometimes when you're going to hang out with me, I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to be very direct. And sometimes you're going to go in dark areas with me. But I'll pull us back out. I promise. But I do believe in karma to a certain extent because I don't have a belief in anything religious. But I do believe that shit you do, there's a payback plan, the karmic payback plan, that sometimes shitty things are going to fucking happen to you because of shit you did before. I think the universe listens. I don't think it's accurate all the time, but I think it does happen. Walking in Dune. Yeah. Very excited about that, Stone Pine. Like I said, next week, got Nerd Cookies. She's going to be coming on the show to talk about Dune. Very stoked about that. I'm stoked about having her on because I think she's awesome. Absolutely love watching her shows. She's, I think she once said that she was always worried about the way she sounds. And I'm like, you're adorable. You have an amazing voice and you got something to say. I love when she's talking about stuff. Her videos on Dune, just amazing. I like to get, because I'm curious if she's a fan of Blade Runner. I'd like to see if she would like to talk Blade Runner, because I might have her on our Blade Runner special on June 25th. So we'll see. But I'm going to be moving into the main story I wanted to cover here. My mom took the vaccine, and now she is the first person in my family in history to ever have Parkinson's. I'm not claiming anything, just saying. Yeah, we can't, because, requires a lot of research, controlled studies, Parkinson's also, just a lot of people don't know this. Parkinson's isn't a very specific disease. It is a series of minor things all coming at once, and it's not always the same thing. So Parkinson's has a lot of different things connected to it. So therefore, Parkinson's might be different for one person than it is for the other person, but they do all have a lot of commonality. Like the shaking is very common. The stare. That was the first thing. While I was watching, what was that show that he was on? City, where he worked for the mayor before he left the show. It was almost a year and a half to 2 years before he made it public. I started noticing something was up with him, with his eyes. And it's because I've been around so many Parkinson's patients, working in the medical field. You know, it's funny. A lot of medical professionals are watching a show with an actor, and it's happened at least twice that I know of, where a medical professional contacted an actor after seeing them on something, telling them, "You need to get checked because I noticed something." And they went and did it and found out they had what that medical professional had said that he saw in them on the show or movie or whatever interview. It's amazing stuff. What is this? Nerdrottie's voice is her superpower. I agree. It figures. Women always hate everything unique about themselves. I don't know if she hates it, but I think that people have criticized her, and she told me that. That people have said some critical things about her voice, and I'm like, man, you've got an amazing voice. I love her channel. And what's funny is I don't love her channel because of how adorable she is, and I love her channel because of the subjects she covers and how in depth her coverage is. And she gets into things in Dune, things that I never noticed having read Dune. Same thing with Andre. Andre, man, when he starts talking Dune, man. In fact, you know what? I may invite him to join with us next Friday. See if he's free. He's usually too busy. But if it's Dune and she's going to be on there, that might entice him to come on. I'll talk to Andre about it. Good morning, lovely Sherry. How are you today? And I'm sorry again for the bad news. I burped. Sorry. It's coffee. I told you guys 2 days ago, man, coffee makes me burp. Oh my God, that's so good. But let's get into this. Wait, people complained about her voice. Fuck them. Look, I am pretty sure it was Sherry not Sherry, Nerd Cookies that said that to me, that talked to me about that. So I am 95% positive that was the conversation I had with her, that she had confided that in me. So, but anyway, let's get into this. Oh, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord. Oh, goodness. They are not going to let me see this because I've got ad blockers on. So I got to go turn off my ad blockers. Jeez Marie. All right. Share. There we go. Norm Macdonald filmed secret stand-up special to be released after his death. And it's being called Norm Macdonald Nothing Special. I fucking love this guy so much. It broke my heart, his dying, man. Norm Macdonald has the last laugh after it's been announced the comedian secretly filmed one final stand-up special before his death. Now, there's a caveat to this, and I'm curious if it's in this article. Macdonald died last September at the age of 61. Oh, man. He was only 3 years older than me. My God, I didn't know that. But the comedian shot a private 1 hour stand-up special, which was filmed in his living room. The special, titled Norm Macdonald Nothing Special, will premiere on Netflix on May 30th. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Macdonald went to the hospital in 2020 and was told the results were not good. And before he was set to go for a procedure, Macdonald set out to film a special. He wanted to get this on tape just in case. As he put it, things went south, said Macdonald's longtime producing partner, Laurie Jo Hoekstra, to THR. Quote, it was his intention to have a special to share if something happened, end quote. Norm Macdonald died after a 9-year battle with cancer, which really it wasn't a 9-year battle. It was a 30-year battle with cancer, which he kept private. He never wanted the diagnosis to affect the way the audience or any of his loved ones saw him, which is so admirable. Macdonald has a rich career in comedy that spans through a legendary shift at Saturday Night Live, yes, known for an acerbic wit and delivery. Having a literal last laugh for a special is a perfect send-off for his history. Now, a lot of people don't know this about Norm Macdonald, that he had cancer in the 80s. 1986 is his first fight with cancer, and it was stomach cancer. And if you go back and you watch a lot of his comedy starting from the late 80s, you will see him do something on stage constantly where he takes his hand and he rubs his stomach while he's talking. This was a comfort gesture because of what had happened. And it's a psychological thing. And it's been talked about previously. But a lot of people were unaware that he had a fear of cancer, lost family members to cancer, and had been dealing with minor cancers for the last 30 years, including stomach cancer in 86. And just an amazing guy, Norm Macdonald just, I fucking love that guy. My number one favorite comedian of all time. And I don't think anybody will ever beat him because now he's gone. And that means he's permanently fixed as number one. Number one. So, wait, people complain. Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah, I think he is. Look, man, he's an Oscar-winning actor for a reason. He's eccentric as fuck, and that makes it even better. I mean, I can hardly wait to see it. I can't. It's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. The 1984 film with Jose Ferrer, he played it very dramatic. He played it very straightforward. There was no nuance to him. He was not an interesting character. He was just well acted. This time we're going to get somebody who's more nuanced playing a character. And I'm expecting a slightly eccentric performance, which I think will be good because that world is full of very eccentric people. The only eccentric person in 1984's Dune was the director, David Lynch. But I love that movie. But it left a lot of important things out. And I feel that this latest version, the 2021 version, is the first and probably the only in our lifetime. Anybody watching the show right now, our lifetime, true or accurate adaptation of the source material. Loving the stream, by the way, and sorry if I haven't been talking. I've been doing some cleaning, and I've just been listening to the stream. Don't worry about it, my friend. I'm just hoping you're doing well and in a good place. I'm always worried about you, Kylock. After I learned that Bill Hicks touched his side because of his cancer, yeah, and Bill Hicks did that, and of course, go back and look at all of his performances. You can go on YouTube and catch a lot of Norm Macdonald's performances, and you'll catch him touching his stomach all the time. It's a comfort gesture, and I believe that it is absolutely connected to what happened with his cancer. It could have killed him, and finally cancer did. I love this. Now, the other thing that's not really said there is what he did, from what I understand in the article, and I could go over there at Hollywood Reporter and double check. What we're hearing is that this was an informal recording, that it was in his home and not in front of a live audience that he recorded this. Let me go back and I'm going to double check. Let's go look together. Hollywood Reporter, Norm Macdonald shot secret final Netflix stand-up special before passing. In a comedy first, the late actor comedian self-shot a final. That's it. Yep, our new stand-up to be released in the event of his death. The material's fantastic. I hope people appreciate that he did this. Someone said, I don't know who. Probably his co-producer. And here we go. Quote, his test results were not good. So during the heart of COVID-19 pandemic and literally the night before going in for the procedure, he wanted to get this on tape, just in case, as he put it. Things went south. Lori Jo Hoekstra, Macdonald's longtime producing partner, tells The Hollywood Reporter it was his intention to have a special to share if something happened. And then it goes on. The result was a stand-up special shot in Macdonald's living room. That's what I heard. The actor filmed the entire hour in a single take. He looks great, and the material's fantastic. Yeah. So he's not going to have a live audience. We're the live audience. You're not going to have a laugh track or an audience reacting. I thought what would be interesting, because we talked about this on Midnight's Edge last night. Script doctor Tom and I were saying things about it, and I kind of, because it was brought up by Tom, that there's likely to also be a lot of love given to Norm in this special from other comedians that we might see, Bill Burr and some other comics who loved him, and hopefully Jerry Seinfeld, because he loved Norm Macdonald. And I suggested watching. I'm like, it would be interesting if these comedians were put in front of a screen as our audience, our live audience, so we could hear them laughing with what Norm does. I don't think they agreed with me. I don't think Tom or script doctor agreed with me, but in my head, I was like, that would be so much fun to have a lot of my contemporaries and friends watch something that I did. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the subject. Yes, Norm is the God of all things. LDG, what is up? Good morning. Have a good one. Hope to see you all here later on today. Oh, yes. Thanks, Tickle Trunk. Are you leaving? All right, buddy. Take care if you are going. Good man. Love you, man. I may have to sub to Netflix for a month just to watch it. Or you can watch it illegally through a hack site like F Movies. But anyway, not that I support that sort of thing. Bye, buddy. I'll see you this afternoon. It's going to be a good show today. We got Chuck Dixon. Very excited about that. I'm curious where this is going. Are we going to see anything else? I love how the media loves to attack these guys, and they're part of the media is part of the Me Too thing, even though many people within the media are being destroyed by it. This Me Too generation, man, it's come to a point, a boiling point, and it's going to happen, that male actors are going to refuse to work with female actors unless an agreement is signed by the female that they're not going to fucking pull this shit. That the actor is going to be allowed to do because we have method actors like Frank Langella. He's a method actor, and so he's tries to be in the moment when he's doing a scene. Well, if you're going to get ready to do a love scene, they have these intimacy managers on. It's the craziest fucking thing I've ever. An intimacy manager. How do you plan out how to do a proper love scene? You know, the two actors should promise not to be inappropriate with one another, grind or anything like that. But, you know, to be Frank Langella gets called on the fact that when they were about to do the scene, he touched her thigh. Hold on. I'm letting it sink in with you. Touched her thigh. Gets fired. Touched her fucking thigh. Yeah, it makes me angry. That shit makes me angry. The actors are going to cry. Misogyny guaranteed. Let them play. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're hurting themselves. These girls think that I'm getting you proving it. What they're going to do is they're going to make getting work harder because it's going to come out what they did, and you watch. Companies aren't going to want to fucking hire them. They see these people as troublemakers because they are. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who abuse privileges in Hollywood. But this shit, Bill Murray, Frank Langella, and Fred Savage in a period of 14 days, this is an agenda-driven thing. It has nothing to do with reality. Has nothing to do with the real abusers in Hollywood. So fuck these people that do this shit. And fuck people who support this shit. I don't know what the skull and crossbones for. No, for me, I'd be that one guy that gets busted for it and is made an example of. They'd send my ass to prison and make me pay $250,000 fine. Are you saying that you would be trapped into something like that, not that you would be guilty of it? Because that's almost what sound like you're saying, and I don't think you'd be guilty of it. And it was probably the outer thigh too. It was. He reached out and touched her thigh as she was walking towards him. Well, it's really and even if it was the inner thigh, it's the thigh. It's not your fucking genitals. It's not your breasts. Yeah. And I love that Frank Langella came out and wrote what happened. He told it. He says, this is what happened. And he says, and I was trying to understand what the problem was, and people were getting between them, blocking, going, I think you need to give her some space right now. Really? Really? I've seen people shot, stabbed. I've had to deal with rape victims. They needed space. People like this, they love victim card, man. They love the victim card. Oh, pirate. So let me go read that again. No pirate for me. I'd be the one guy. Still, I'm not totally sure of your position on this, Aaron. What are you saying, buddy? I don't know. Because, I mean, hold on a second. Where is it again? Because I'd like to use that skull and crossbones with the word butt. Butt pirate. You know what was the red flag for me? That there was I was just saying that, buddy. An intimacy coordinator. Come on, man. I know I sound like Biden. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous having a job like that. What a fucking weird job. I couldn't respect anybody in that job. I wouldn't. Feminist commissar. Exactly. Fucking bullshit. They're destroying acting. And they're ruining their own careers, Brian. My luck sucks. I'd be that one guy that gets caught pirating something and then, that. First of all, if you are watching on a streaming site, you're not pirating. The people that you're watching pirated it. The law is it's a slippery slope. And that's one of the slippery slopes, is if you're not downloading it, you're not pirating. Sorry for that interruption, guys, but I'm going to have to go. It seems we have a plumber here. Yeah, good conversation. I will see you guys in about 3 hours. I'll see you guys in about 3 hours. We will be doing another show. As long as Victim Car, yeah, totally. I agree with you. So, all right, man, let me end this show real quick, and I got to go talk to a plumber. Let me get the credits going. Where are they? There they are. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Deeply appreciate all the time you guys spend watching the show. I will talk to you guys later this afternoon. With that, adios.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Y'all come